guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Let's crack real math. My name is Viraaj, and in this video we'll be having a look at the basics of mean, median, mode and range. So before I begin the video, please make sure that you do an LSS, that is like, share and subscribe, and without further ado, let's begin. So before I go into examples, let's see what I mean by mean, median, mode and range. So let's say I have a group of numbers. Let's represent them as constants for now. Let's say I have b, then I have x, then I have c, then I have another c, then I have y, then I have z. These are actual numbers, but I'm just representing them as constants for now. If I was told to get the mean of the numbers, which in this case is the constants, I'm simply going to be finding the average, because mean is a synonym for average. And to find the average, all you do is you'll add up all the numbers that are here. So I would do b plus x plus c plus y plus z, and put them all over the amount of numbers I have, which in this case is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, all over 6, and then whatever this would be after putting in my calculator, that would be my value in that would be my answer rather for the mean. Again, I'm just using the letters b, x, c, y and z, but in reality there will be numbers that you would have to use. Now, if I were told to get the median is nothing but the middle number, the number that's right at the middle. In this case, as you can see, there's no middle number. We have two numbers at the middle, because then there are two over here, and then you're left with two in the middle. When you have two in the middle, all you do is you simply add those two, which is in this case c and c. So you do c plus c and divide it over 2. Now this is only applicable when there are two numbers in the middle. If, say, I had another letter or number over here, let me represent it with k. If I had another number over here, then these two would not be my middle, because then I would only have c as the middle over here. I would only have this c over here, because there would be three numbers from y to k and then three numbers from b to c over here. Then c would have been my median, because that's the number right at the center. And also, when you are finding the median, you need to make sure that the numbers are in order, either from descending to ascending or ascending to descending. Make sure it's never in a random order, or else you will not find the median. If I wanted to say find the range, the range is nothing but the biggest number minus the smallest number in the list. In this case, let's say all of this was in ascending order, meaning going from smallest to biggest. Then my biggest number would be k and my smallest would be b. So all I have to do to find the range is simply do k minus b, and whatever that is, that will be my answer for my range. And if I was to find the mode, this is simply the number that has the highest frequency. When I mean the highest frequency, it's simply the number that occurs the most, or that is seen the most. As we can see, there are two c's. We have one c here and one c here. So that means the number that occurs the most is c. That's our mode. If, for example, there were two numbers that were the same, say maybe I had c and c over here, and let's change this z to k. That means I have two k's as well. Then your mode, or rather now it will be modal, M-O-D-A-L, because modal is simply the plural form of mode. Then your modal would be c and k. So that is basically the ground foundation on mean, median, mode and range. Again, I used letters in this example. I didn't use actual numbers, but all these represent actual numbers. So let's look at the first example. Right, so first example, there are a bunch of numbers. You have 1, 1, 2, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 9, 22, 22, 24, 24, 24, and 30. and I want to find the mean, median, mode, and range. So let's start. If I want to find the mean, I add up all the numbers and divide it by the amount of numbers there are. So I would now do 1 plus 1 plus 2 plus 5 plus 6 plus 7 plus 8 plus 9 plus 9 plus 22 plus 22 plus 24 plus 24 plus 24 plus 30. Okay, it's long, but it'll work. And divide it by all the total amount of numbers. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 numbers. So using your calculator, obviously, I mean, you could do this in your head, but just to be very safe, just use a calculator. So 1 plus 1 plus 2 plus 5 plus 6 plus 7 plus 8 plus 9 plus 9 plus 22 plus 22 plus 24 plus 24 plus 30. Okay, plus 24 again, and then plus 30. I'm getting 194, and this will now be all over 15. So now you have 194 over 15, and all you have to do is put this in your calculator. 194 divided by 15, and that is 12.9 to 1 decimal place, and that is simply your mean or the average. Of course, in the question you need to make sure you know the limit of accuracy you're working with. They could say to the nearest whole number, to the nearest whole number, you know, this would just be 12. So now that we have mean, let's go for the median. Now the median can be tough to find when you have very large amounts of number, which in this case is 15. We have 15 different integers. But we know that the number 15, if you divide it by 2, you have 7.5. And one trick that you should know for median is whenever you have an even amount of numbers, you will always have two numbers at the middle. If you have an odd amount of numbers, you'll always have one number in the middle. And as I explained before I went to this example, when you have two, all you do is you add them together and divide that by 2. So we have an odd number of integers, that's 15, so we know there will always be one number in the middle. And if you try and divide 17 carefully, you can probably divide it by saying 7 on the left and 7 on the right. So what I'm saying is, let's count 7 numbers from the left. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Let's stop there. Now let's take 7 numbers from the right. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Let's stop there. We took 7 numbers from the right, 7 numbers from the left. 7 plus 7 is 14. And we have one number left in the middle, and that is 9. And if you add that to, that will become 15. So a median is nothing but 9. Again, when you are working with large amounts of number, probably the best way to do is divide the number you have by 2. So I divided 15 by 2 and I have 7.5. And then I said, you know what, if I take 7 from the right and 7 from the left, that will be 14 numbers eliminated. And 15 minus 14 is 1, so I would eventually be left with one number in the middle. And in this case, that is 9. And that's our median. So now to find the mode, that's simply the number that occurs the most in our list of numbers. And let's see, we have 1 occurring twice, we have 9 occurring twice, we have 22 occurring twice, we have 24 occurring thrice. So yep, our mode is 24. And the last part, we need to find our range. And our range is nothing but the biggest number minus the smallest number. The biggest number was 30, and if I'm not wrong, the smallest number was 1. Let's just quickly check. 30 minus 1, yep, 30 minus 1, and your range is nothing but 29. And that is the mean, median, mode, and range for this example. So on to the next example. So I have another list of numbers. I have 6, 4, 0, 0, 23, 23, 30, 110, 5, 12, 13, 16, 19, 18. Now, as you can see probably from the first example, this is different because there's no order in this. It's not ascending, it's not going from descending to ascending order or from ascending to descending order. It's in random order. Now, that order might not necessarily tamper you in terms of finding your mean or your mode or even your range, because the range is the biggest number minus the smallest number. Well, in order to find the median, it will tamper you, because if I were to do the method to find the median right now, it would be wrong because it's not in an order. So in order to get a median, we need to arrange all of this back into a particular order, either descending to ascending or ascending to descending. I use descending to ascending, meaning ascending order, where it goes from smallest to biggest, and this is how it would be if it was in ascending order. Now I have this 0, 0, 4, 5, 6, 12, 13, 16, 18, 19, 23, 23, 30, 1, 1, 0 in ascending order. Now I can work to find the median, but however, the first thing we need to do is first find the mean. And we know mean and average are the same thing, so if they ask you to tell the average, all you have to do is find the mean, which is the same thing. And to do this, you add all the numbers, so 0 plus 0 plus 4 plus 5 plus 6 plus 12 plus 13 plus 16 plus 18 plus 19 plus 23 plus 23 plus 30 and plus 1, 1, 0. Okay, a bit long, and then divide it all by the amount of integers that we have. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. I have 14 integers. So now using a calculator, just add up all the numbers you have in the numerator. So 0 plus 0, that's 0. So 4 plus 5 plus 6 plus 12 plus 13 plus 16 plus 18 plus 19 plus 23 plus 23 plus 30 plus 1, 1, 0. And doing that, I get 279 over 14. And doing this in your calculator, I am getting 19.9 to 1 decimal place. Again, they could ask you to round it to the nearest integer, which in this case would be 19. And that is the mean. Now let's go for the median. Now we have 14 integers, that means it's an even number, and if we have an even amount of integers, that means we'll have two numbers at the middle. So again, let's count 7 from each side, because 14 divided by 2 is 7. So let's count 7 integers from one side. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I'm ending at 16 for my seventh. Let's count from the left. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I'm ending at 13. Seventh. So we can say that these two are the middle numbers. 13 and 16. Because we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 numbers on the left of them, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 numbers on the right of them. And since these two are the middle numbers, all we have to do is add them both together and divide it by 2. So 13 plus 16, divide that by 2. 13 plus 16 is 29. Divide that by 2, and dividing that by 2 should be 14.5. So your median is 14.5. Now on to the mode. You can find the mode first before the range. The mode, simply the number that occurs the most. So we have 2 zeros right there, we have 2 23s right there. I think those are the only numbers that recur, and both of them are twice. So now it's not mode, but it's now the modal, because modal is the plural of mode, and that is 0, and 23, because these two occur the most and occur with the same frequency. 0 occurs twice, and also 23 is seen twice in the list. And the final is the range. To get the range, take the biggest number and subtract the smallest number. The biggest number is 110 and the smallest number is 0, so doing that your range is nothing but 110. And that is how you get the answer for that question. So on to the final example for this video. Okay, we have this question here. Now we have a bit of information given. We have the average given as 26, we have the range given as 49, we need to find the median, we need to find mode, and we need to find x. And then we have a list: 3.4, 5, 9.66, 20, 20, 35, 35.5, 50, and x. So I'm guessing this is a challenge question. Challenge question. So please do pause the video and have a go at this by yourself, and then resume the video to see if you are correct or incorrect. If you are incorrect, please take note of your mistake. So let's go. We know the average is 26, and we know we have a given amount of integers and we have x. If I were to find the mean or the average, which is the same thing, I would add all of them up, divide them by the amount of integers there are, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 integers, and equate that to the average, which in this case I have. So let's do that real quick. We have 3.4 plus 5, plus 5 plus 9.66 plus 20 plus 20 again plus 35 plus 35.5 plus 50 plus x, all over the amount of integers, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, just confirming, and equate this to the mean which they gave to us, which is 26. Now, as you can see, we are most likely now going to solve for x. So before I do the cross multiplication, let me just simplify the numerator on the left hand side. So let's quickly do 3.4 plus 5 plus 9.66 plus 20 plus 20 plus 35 plus 35.5 plus 50. That is 178.56 plus x all over 9 equals 26. And now that we know that this 26 is simply over 1, all we do is we cross multiply. So cross multiplying, we know 178.56 plus x times 1 is the same as 178.56 plus x. All of this equals to 26 times 9, and doing that in a calculator you should have 234. And we know that now to solve for x, all you have to do is take x to the other side. So x is simply 234 minus 178.56. X is nothing but 178.56. That is 55.44. And that is your x when you are when you are trying to find for x in this case. Now the next part, to find the median. So even without knowing x, we could have easily found the median, because we know that x is all by itself on the other side, and since we have 9 integers, we can divide it by 4 on each side. So let's take 4 numbers from the left. We have 1, 2, 3, 4 gone there. Let's take 4 numbers from the right. We have 1, 2, 3, 4 there. So our median is nothing but 20. So the median is equal, okay, let's use that, is equal to 20. Now let's go for the mode. The mode, again, the number that occurs the most amount of times with the highest frequency. So let's have a quick look. We have 20 occurring twice, and I think that's about it. So yep, mode is 20, not modal because it's only one number that is occurring the most. Now to find the range, if you look back at the question, the question rather, actually said that the range is 49. But now that we have an x value, I'm not sure if that range is going to suffice. So let's check. My x is 55.44. So we know that to find the range, we do the biggest number minus the smallest number, which I think was 3.4. Yep, it's 3.4. 55.4 minus 3.4, and doing that in your calculator, you should get 52.04. So your range is actually 52.04 and not 49. That means this was a tempter. And what exactly is a tempter in mathematics? It's simply a piece of information that's given to you after the main piece of information, that's the average, and this is actually wrong, to put you on the wrong tracks. So they wanted you to check if your x value is actually correct for your range and not just write 49 back as your answer for the range. So that indeed brings us to the end of this video. Thank you for watching, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed it. Please do perform an LSS, that is like, share and subscribe. Also in the comment section you can write any feedback or any questions or any corrections you may have. So thank you for watching. Have a nice one, guys.